With the 2024 NFL draft behind the Carolina Panthers, is it safe to say that the drafting of Jatavian Sanders is going to end up being a waste? Find out what it means for one of the would-be star tight ends that the Panthers already have on the roster. Find out who he is and much more on Growlin' and Prowlin'. Welcome back, you guys. Thank you all for joining us yet again for another edition of Growlin' and Prowlin'. Of course, I am Mr. CeeLo. Glad to be back with you guys, and with the NFL draft behind us now, and I got to give you guys a shout out because I've gotten so much love from you guys the last couple of weeks, and oh my goodness, it has been nothing short of amazing. It has been fun. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out, a well-deserved shout out to my subscribers. Kevin, thank you for joining the show. Old school Panther fan, thank you so much. Travis, thank you. Mario, thank you. Mr. Technical 2, thank you so much. As well as Antoine, thank you so much. And I know I'm getting behind on these, you guys. If I have not given you a shout out on the air, please apologize. But go to the Growlin' Prowlin' Facebook page or hit me up directly at Instagram at Mr. CeeLo. But thank you guys so much. I also want to answer a question or a comment that was made to me earlier on one of my shows where it says, Canellis is the reason for Brooks, wants a guy more versatile. Look what he did with Rachaad White. And that would have been SIPOF Sunshine. I will get to your comment on the next show. But guys, we're here to talk about something that I'm not really thrilled about. And I'm all about talented players not being utilized. You know, and it's really dear to me. And people will say that's life and so on and so forth. I'm not that type of person because the reality of it is when you waste talent, it's a reflection of your organization and how they mismanage certain things. That's not my game. I'm not with that. So today we're not, and I'm happy we've got Jatavian Sanders, but I have not been happy with how we've misutilized one particular tight end. This is why I get to a place where I'm not happy when I hear guys like D. Jones and even Anthony Rizzuti not saying what it is. We're underutilizing players. We have talented players here, but because, here's the thing. Travis Kelce ain't Travis Kelce unless he's given a shot. Drawn up plays for him. Exactly. But here's the thing. You have to recognize talent when you see it. I'll even give you another example. Kyle Pitts in Atlanta. Kyle Pitts hasn't been a star because the Atlanta Falcons and Arthur Smith never utilized him correctly. They didn't. Horribly mismanaged. But let's get into it. I will start by giving you guys some interesting comparisons to Jatavian Sanders that Tommy Tremble has. We can go all the way back, and guys, I will show you these. Jatavian Sanders had a 6.37 prospect grade. Tommy Tremble had a 6.32 prospect grade. Now let's compare the production scores, which is a totally different element. When you see this, Jatavian Sanders had an 87 production score, whereas Tommy Tremble had a 61. So it's obvious that Matt Rule and Joe Brady saw something in Tommy Tremble, which I knew what this kid had in him. He was just a blocker at Notre Dame. And of course, guys, I will show you some things that we've seen since he's been a Carolina Panther that's overly just like, really? we're ignoring this kid. This kid has the ability. He's shown it on the field. And some of this has to be shown to Bryce Young. All right. Athleticism score. This one threw me for a loop. Ja'Tavion Sanders has a 70 athletic score. Tommy Tremble, on the other hand, has an 80. For a grand total score of 75. Ja'Tavion Sanders scored 81. Now, I want you guys to look at something. Now, I'm going to go lean more towards Tommy Tremble as I am Ja'Tavion Sanders. I just gave you guys the quick reference. Let's do a couple of measurables. Ja'Tavion Sanders is 6'4", 245 pounds now. Tommy Tremble at the time he was drafted was 6'3" and 3/8, basically, right there at 241. Now he's 250, listed at 650 as well. Arms, 31.78. Sanders, 32.78, 1 inch longer. Hands, 10 and 1/8. Tommy Tremble's 9 and 1/4. Now, that inch is kind of a different story here. But let's look at what Tommy Tremble has done in his career as a Carolina Panther. We see 2021, as a rookie, he had 20 catches for 180 yards and a score. Then we look next year, he has 19 grabs for 174 yards, pretty much the same area, 3 scores. His long was 29. Then we look to this past year. 23 grabs, 194 yards, 3 touchdowns, and another long of 30. Now, guys, I'm saying this to say this. Here's the reality. This is the problem that I have with the whole Ja'Tavion Sanders draft. I get it. Tommy Tremble's coming up on the final year of his deal, and you got to make a decision. The problem I have is, unless you're going double tight end, unless you're going to go double tight end, you have not utilized the tight end. And here's the issue that I have so big time with coaching changing regimes. You have talent on the field, and you just say, oh, well, I didn't draft it, so I'm not going to be responsible for it. I get it. You get Sanders on a cheap deal. You really do. Same thing with Tommy Tremble. Now, I know what you're thinking. People out there are going to say, well, he hasn't performed. Well, you have to give him the opportunity. And I'm going to show you some plays where, honestly, we didn't see enough of this. And they're going to be from all 3 of his seasons. This is a guy that's got 7 touchdown grabs in 3 seasons. And it's primarily because either it was good quarterback play or the play was well called or well designed, excuse me. This guy has playmaking ability. I want you guys to watch these plays carefully because Tommy Tremble was going to show you athleticism and he's going to show you speed. You have to watch this and understand that this guy is a baller, regardless of what you want to think. I've heard so many of these Panther reporters say, we need a tight end. We haven't had a tight end since Greg Olsen. Let me tell you something. Tommy Tremble is more athletic than Greg Olsen was. And for whatever reason, he was not on the favorite list of Frank Wright, Matt Rule, or Steve Wilkes.
Dumb shit! Dumb shit! Dumb shit!
You have to say to yourself, put your own personal thoughts aside, because here's the reality. Where most of your dominant offenses have a tight end that is a threat. Not just somebody you just send on a decoy route. You have to make him a threat.
Bruh.
Tommy Tremble has the ability. And this is the thing. How can you say Ja'Tavion Sanders is that guy when we got the same guy on our roster faster? And I can prove it to you. You want me to prove it to you? Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Watch this. Sanders ran a 4.69 40. You want to know what Tommy Tremble ran? Do you want to know? 4.65. Oh yeah, y'all. This is real as it feels. Because the reality of it is everybody wants to sit here and say, oh, well, he was this and that. His 10-yard split. 1.56. Ja'Tavion Sanders, 1.59. 20-yard split, 2.6 for Tommy Tremble. I don't have a 20-yard shuttle run on him, guys. I'm my apologies on that. But guys, I'm telling you, this is a guy that we have wasted. If Dave Canellis really wants to show me how good of a guru he is outside of taking Brooks in the second round and failed to take TJ Tampa, I'm sorry, I'll get into that. But guys, this is a gem that has been absolutely underdeveloped. You can't tell me about this, but I'm about to get into some show highlights of Tommy Tremble's. This one right here is a good one for us, you guys. He's catching the football and he breaks out of his route clean and gets away from the linebacker. And then you see another one where it's play action. He gets away, he gets off his block, he gets outside, he shakes a defender and is able to get an extra yard or two for a first down. This guy is a guy, and you look on his scouting report, you guys, he likes contact. He enjoys contact, which leads me to my next clip, you guys. He breaks the seam route as everything goes underneath, and then he takes the contact and gets an extra 6 to 7 yards. And, I mean, then we look at so many other tight ends in the game. There's a play here where he goes to a deep out, makes the first down. He's very good, surprisingly very good out of his routes, you guys. And then here's a goal line set, fake play action. He speeds his way out, gets that extra yard for a touchdown. Here, the fourth down, and Rice actually steps up in the pocket, actually misses Terrace Marshall, but he gets Tommy Tremble here. And then we see a play here where Bryce takes the snap, Tremble runs down the middle of the field, catches the football, and is able to maintain control, guys, and gets hammered. Catch, hammer. This guy can hang on to the ball, which was something that they had concerns with coming out of Notre Dame. But the thing that gets me is his abilities to make touchdown catches. Here he is in motion right here. He takes off, boom, he finds a space on the backside of the end zone. He gets away from his guy. That's a receiver move right there, you guys. And he's able to create separation. Watch it again. Watch how he creates separation. Gets away from the linebacker. And see, we watch here on the play action, he's able to get out in the open field, hurdles a guy for a first down, and still able to elude a defender. Eludes the guy. I mean, come on now. Everybody says, oh, it's easy to hurdle a guy. Tight ends don't do this. Tight ends don't do this, guys. Then we look here. He is able to beat the defender to the inside for the touchdown. Play action, beats the player to the inside for the score. This is beautiful, ain't it? Beats the defender to the inside for the touchdown. That's a receiver move, you guys. So my question to all of you is, why is it that we can't show some love to Tommy Tremble? Why can't we show some love to this guy? Because the reality of it is, this guy can be that guy. He can be that guy. He wants to be that guy. But here's the reality. He has to be given the opportunity. And the only way that's going to happen is unless coaches say, hey, look, I'm going to basically, in a nutshell, give you the opportunity to get the football. Because a player's only as good as his opportunity. You can't just be one of those guys where it's like, hey, look, we're going to ask you to beat guys. That's not how it works. And then we can see right here on his handoff reverse. I think this is his first touchdown as a Panther, I believe. I remember that correctly. Look at that speed, guys. Look at that speed for a tight end. Look at those smooth strides. And this is the guy we can't use? Are you kidding me right now? And then look at here. He catches a touchdown right there in the red zone. Nobody's paying attention to him. He's standing right there. So it's not like this guy doesn't have an understanding of how to get open. He needs a coach to get him an opportunity. Dave Canellis, are you going to give him the opportunity? And Panther fans, Rizzuti, Jones, stop saying that Carolina doesn't have a tight end on the roster. I've been saying for months. I said all of 2023 saying that we need a Greg Olsen. Tommy Tremble is better than Greg Olsen. He has the tools. He has to get the opportunity. The opportunity. Now, I'm not saying Greg Olsen wasn't smart. I'm not saying that. But you can't get smart unless you get opportunities. Football is a game of experience, you guys. A guy can't look at the film and say, okay, I should have did this and did that, and I would have been open, unless he gets the opportunity. Can't learn from something if you don't fail first. And guys, looking at the film, we have a diamond at tight end. This is why I was against this Jatavian Sanders pick, because here, guys, I'm showing you right here what we have. We had this guy for 3 years on our roster. So all of you people that say that Matt Rule was this and that, the guy was a heck of a drafter, whether you want to admit it or not. We've had some great players drafted. We got another one, Amari Barno, that's sitting there not being done right. He's got God-gifted ability and tools. But that's for another story. You guys go check out the YouTube show and you'll see it. It was from last year. But guys, let me know what you think. I know a lot of you are going to blast me thinking that Tommy Tremble being like Greg Olsen. But guys, this guy has shown flashes. Go pull up some of his highlights. I gave you a few. But Tommy Tremble is that guy. He's not been given his opportunity. This is not a guy that's caught 7 touchdown passes by accident. You have to learn to mix this kind of guy in. You can't just have him on the roster and say, well, he just ain't cutting it. So, as I said, I love you, Anthony. I love Anthony Rizzuto's reporting, but he got this one wrong, just like Dean Jones got it wrong. You guys are sitting here saying that the Panthers the Panthers tight end situation is the problem. It is not. You have to feature something. You have athleticism and skill set there already. And I would even venture to talk about Steven Sullivan, but I am a big fan of Tommy Tremble's and how he's been misused. But guys, let me know what you think. Go to the Facebook page of the same name, Growling and Prowling. Also, go to the YouTube channel. Also, comment under the show what you think and whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me. But I believe we can always come up with a conversation here, and that's what this is about. You know, having your voice being heard, having my voice being heard as well. And also go to my Instagram and see what other shows I'm involved in at Mr. CeeLo. And as I said, hit me up. And until the next time, keep prowling the airwaves and keep growling out. Keep pounding.